Wallpaper consists of 2 layers of paper, of which the top layer is printed. This means that the imprint is retained even after wallpapering. Expanded vinyl consists of a layer of paper with a 3-dimensional color paste imprint. It is very easy to hang and is also suitable for imperfect walls. Vinyl wallpaper consists of a coated paper that is hot embossed after printing. This creates a very attractive surface look. It is also suitable for imperfect walls. Paste-the-wall non-woven wallpapers differ from wallpapers with a paper backing since they have a special high-quality non-woven as a backing material. They are light and easy to process, dimensionally stable, and can be easily stripped when changing the wallpaper. Over the next 20 minutes, this film will show you how to hang Rush wallpapers professionally. Check first, then start work. Do the article numbers match? Are the production numbers identical? Do you have enough rolls? One tip: if you have 2 different batch numbers, these should be used on separate areas. The fan test is used to check whether wallpapers have equal sides. Fold the sides of an approximately 1 meter long piece of wallpaper together in the middle and check whether they have the same structure and color. Another check that can be carried out is to compare 3 different rolls of wallpaper. These are each unrolled by around 1 meter, laid alongside each other and checked for identical structure and color. Check the wall pattern carefully again after hanging 3 full strips of wallpaper. You can continue wallpapering if no faults occur. If you have a complaint, you should keep any inlays and the remains of the wallpaper. Here a selection of the most important wallpapering tools. The wall must be checked thoroughly before papering. It should always be dry, flat, firm, clean, portative and, very important, absorbent. If these basic rules are observed, there should be no problems with papering. This means in detail: rub over the surface to be papered with the palm of your hand. If this becomes chalky, the wall must be washed thoroughly and strengthened with a primer. A little tip: primers may not seal the wall. Stuck a strip of adhesive tape firmly to the wall and then pull it off. If this shows residues, the wall must be strengthened with a primer. Any loose coats of old paint must be removed. Test the surface strength with a scratch test. If the wall absorbs too much water and too quickly, as shown here, the absorbency of the wall has to be regulated, for example, with a deep primer for wallpapers. If the water remains on or rolls off the surface, the wall is not absorbent enough. In this case, you should use a wallpaper base with white pigment or, if necessary, a waste paper or fleece. If the wall has sinter layers, in other words, concentrations of binders on the surface or other separating substances, it has to be roughened or sanded well. Sizing is recommended to level gypsum plasters, though also other healthy bases with a light background. This is a good way of regulating the absorbency. You should check the residual moisture of new plasters. To do so, stick an approximately 50 by 50 cm piece of masking film firmly to the wall around its edges. If condensation appears behind the film after 24 hours, you should not start papering. More ventilation and heating is needed. An ideal type of priming is a wallpaper base with white pigments, ideal for translucent bonded fiber wallpapers. The base assumes a uniform color and its absorbency is optimized. When mixing the paste, make sure to use a clean bucket and cold, clear water. Add the paste while stirring evenly. If hanging structured or vinyl paper, you should add 20 to 30% of dispersion adhesive. You should also check the printed image when cutting strips to size. Make sure to allow a reserve of 5 to 10 centimeters. With a straight match as shown here, the patterns have to be positioned alongside each other. With an offset match, every second strip is cut to size offset by the specified repeat length. When hanging papers with no patterns, the strips are simply cut to length in succession. With a reversed match, every second strip of paper is rotated around 180 degrees before being pasted to the wall. This ensures a uniform appearance. Wallpapers can be pasted with a brush. Apply the paste evenly on the reverse of the strip of wallpaper. You can also use a pasting machine. When folding the strips together, make sure that the upper part is folded down by around 2/3 and the lower part by around 1/3. When folded, we recommend rolling up the strips of paper so that the edges do not dry out. Our tip: at high temperatures, the pasted strips can be placed in plastic bags to prevent a premature drying out of the paper. Pay attention to the softness of the different types of wallpaper. This is noted on the package inlays. Start in a corner, measure the first strip and mark its width. Then draw a thin plump line with the aid of a spirit level. Hang the first strip of paper directly on this line. The second strip is hung with a butt joint and pressed in place with a soft roller. Overlaps at the ceiling or skirting board can be cut off with a papering trowel or special cutter. Do not paper by more than 5 cm around inner corners. To ensure an optimum and permanent fit in the corner area, you should apply dispersion adhesive to the overlap. The subsequent strip is pasted to this. Outer corners on window sills, chimneys, columns, for example, should also be pre-treated with a dispersion adhesive to ensure an optimum fit of the paper. Cut off overlaps at window frames and window sills. Do not paper behind radiators. The wallpaper is simply pasted cleanly to fit. Cut the paper cleanly and straight with a special cutter at connections to windows, windowsills, door frames, skirting boards, etc. The strip of wallpaper is pasted on one side of the window and folded into the embrasure. A short piece of matching wallpaper is placed on the window lintel, cut roughly to size and fitted with a double seam cut. Alternatively, missing pieces can also be inserted to match the pattern. Always paper up to a door from one side. Depending on how much space there is, 2 oddments can be used above the door, paying attention to any matching pattern. Any gaps can be filled out with a piece of wallpaper that is cut exactly to size with a double seam cut, as shown here. Another possibility is to use just one oddment above the door and then paste a complete strip of paper. Make an exact cut along the door frame with a cutter and papering trowel. Always switch off the electricity at the fuse box before papering around sockets or light switches. Sockets and switches are nicked with a Phillips screwdriver and then cut out exactly to size. You can then refit the switch covers. There are 2 ways to paste borders. First, the border is tuck over the paper. Moisten the back of the border with water. Then apply an even layer of special border adhesive. Wait for around 2 to 5 minutes before sticking the border to the wallpaper. Tip: the underlying paper should be fully dry. And second, first the border, then the paper. The border is stuck horizontally to the wall first. The upper and lower strips of wallpaper are then pasted in place. They can be cut out to fit with a special paper cutter. This does not damage the base. The paste is hereby applied evenly onto the wall. Use a special paste application roller for best results. The strips of paper are cut to size and rolled up beforehand. Then stick these to the fresh layer of paste with the pattern on the inside. Bonded fiber papers are pressed into place with a soft rubber roller. They consist of a sturdy carrier material and can be cut easily with a normal cutter. By the way, bonded fiber papers can also be pasted with a papering machine, though only one strip of paper should be pulled through the machine at once. Carefully remove any excess paste immediately by dabbing with a moist sponge. Then dab lightly with a dry cloth. Do not rub. Bonded fiber papers can be stripped when dry and with no residues if pasted correctly. The Wall-Tone collection is a semi-finished product on a bonded fiber that is finished by the user with coats of paint, scumbling or creative techniques. Covering dispersion or latex paints can be used. Various sponge and creative techniques can be used to achieve the two-color effect shown here. With textile wallpapers, textile fibers are laminated onto a high-quality bonded fiber carrier. A clean and professional processing is a basic prerequisite. When processing, we recommend carefully moistening the rear of the paper with lukewarm water. Textile wallpapers are hung by the wall pasting method. Make sure that the paste is not too thick in the joint areas, since this may otherwise squeeze through the gaps. There are two ways to paste these papers. First option, the following strip is carefully laid into the paste bed from above alongside the previous strip. Second option, the following strip is laid around 1 to 2 centimeters over the previous strip and then drawn carefully to the side into the paste bed. Check the print image of high-quality digital print wallpapers such as Rush Magic Walls thoroughly before starting to work. The strip is laid carefully into the fresh paste bed. You should also check the print image for any differences whilst papering. If done correctly, wallpapering can be fun.